It's your girl Bex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're Mixed Race Girls Squared, co-founders of
Be Limitless Global.
Okay, so firstly we just want to say welcome to our new channel. And we're just basically doing a little introduction of who we are, what we represent, where we're going and what we see ourselves doing.
Absolutely. So we've got a long story, but to kind of dumb it down, we'll quickly introduce ourselves, a bit about our background, and then a bit about what MRG Squared is and Be Limitless Global. So as I said, my name's Carly. Background about me: since a kid, so come from a normal working class family, grew up in the council estates really, but from, I've always had a natural drive, very ambitious, very competitive, very much so since a kid. So I've done so many sports throughout my life. I won't go into too much detail about that on this video, but that's really, I think for me personally, I believe that that's made me the person I am today. I currently work for one of the top 4 companies in the world. I'm a senior program manager for them, and I'm doing pretty well for myself in what I'm doing with that company. And I've worked there for a long time. It'll be 16 years in July. But for me, I know, crazy, right? Still looking fresh, sort of. But for me, I've always wanted to work for myself, and I've always had, always been ambitious, always had big goals, but it's trying to figure out exactly what that is, and this is part of what this journey is going to be. But I'll let Bex now talk about her story.
So my name's Rebecca, I'm 30 years old. I know we've got that baby face, but what can we say? It's the black dudes kind of. I know I'm pale as heck, but I have got a bit of black in me.
That's fun.
So yeah, I've worked for another big company in the UK. I'm a delivery manager. I've been doing it for the past 2 to 4 years now. I started as a postwoman, but for me as well, the same as Carly, I just believe that there's something in me that wants to do more. Again, I've come from a very, very working class background, come from council estate as well. I've done the whole uni route, did very well in my degree, but it's just something that I'm not passionate about, so I really want to explain what we're going to be, what we see for ourselves and the vision that we have of Mixed Race Girls as a video, and then Be Limitless Global as our business. So yeah, I've come from very similar to Carly. I love sports as well, love football, love martial arts, but again we'll kind of explain a bit more about how we met and all of that type of stuff.
How did we meet? Many years ago.
Actually, yeah. How many years ago? I must have been about 10 or 12.
Oh, wow.
So I met Carly through karate.
Yeah.
And Carly was a black belt at that time. Yeah, she's a black belt. Was black belt. Yeah, so I was like the girl that kind of looked up to her and was just like, oh my gosh, she's a black belt. And then didn't see her for years and years and years, and I see her come to football, and I was just like, what the hell is she doing here, man? And then yeah, we kind of just hit it off straight away.
Because we never spoke in karate at all.
No,
and I'm only 2 years older than Bex.
I had to spar you once though, and I remember our trainer saying, "Oh, go easy on her." And I was thinking, "Can you go easy on her?" I'm like, what? This girl's gonna knock my head off. I was just like, ah.
Yeah, but we never spoke.
No, we didn't.
I think that's just because, I don't know, being different grades.
Yeah.
But when, obviously, then I started, I used to play football in school, but for women's football it wasn't big at all. So as soon as I left junior school, I stopped playing football because I went to an all-girls school. It's not really your most active sport-wise, still going. Didn't think there was anything I could do with it, and that was it really. And it wasn't until my brother was playing football and I was just kicking a ball against the wall, and the guy who was training Luton Town Ladies at the time, Noel Blackwell, he saw me kicking the ball and he said, yeah, he saw me kicking the ball. He goes, if you want to play proper football, come down to Luton one day. So I did, and that's it. That's how me and Bex kind of got reconnected and actually became friends at that point.
Yeah.
So played football for a few years, and then we kind of, again, I disappeared. I think you stopped playing football as well.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk for quite a long time, and then, what, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, it was when you reached back out.
Yeah, a year and a half ago. Reached back out, and that was it. And now we're business partners.
This is mad. Like,
it's crazy.
We've been through so much together. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, as much as that's quick, like there's just so many stories that could be told in between some of the stuff. Oh,
and actually, it's crazy that we're only just doing a video because about 10 years ago, I'd say about 10 years ago, we started, before vlogging was a thing, we came across a couple of people that we started following, isn't it? And then we were just like, oh, we should make a video, but we were just like, nah, and then it just never happened.
Just never pulled the trigger, really. And we had so many ideas. We had like a book series.
Do you know what? I think we should redo it.
I
think it would be kind of crazy.
It's so good. Like the stuff that we got up to is crazy. It would be so entertaining. Like,
I think it'd be entertaining just for us, regardless of
absolutely
anything else.
I'd read my own book over and over.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, so I think really, so what's this video mean for us? So really, as I said, we both obviously wanted to become entrepreneurs, and don't get me wrong, obviously, you know, we do work for big companies and we've done well doing that. But ultimately, the reality of it is you are working to make someone else's dream come true. It's just a fact. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But we've always just had bigger goals and visions for ourselves and wanted to work for ourselves. So I got into trading a while back, and I met someone there who then reached out to me about another opportunity that we got involved in. That's when I reached Bex to do it, and it's in network marketing. I didn't know loads about the industry, but I did my research, and it made a lot of sense, especially some of the things that were happening made sense when I look at Amazon. When you think about leverage, you know, passive income, it's so important. Residual income, doing something once, getting paid over and over again. It made sense because when I look at a lot of the models that my company that they do, it just totally made sense. And then Beck saw it, she was like, yeah, I'm in. But from then we've just kind of, it's just
everything's just kind of like, we do something and then we get an idea and we're like, that's good, and then from there we'll be talking and we'll be like, oh my gosh, what about doing this? And then we'll be like, what about doing that? So really what we want to do is kind of document the whole process, and I think it will be quite good because we don't just want to share the wins, we want to share the whole process. So the L's, the W's, whatever you want to call it, the wins and the losses, we want to show everybody every part of what we're doing, and we just want to provide value in terms of that. But we will be speaking about certain topics, whether that's mentoring, relationships, entrepreneurship, anything really that's kind of a trending topic that might be happening.
We don't really know what we're doing with, like, we kind of know where we want to be. In fact, we do know where we want to go and where we want to be, but how we get there, God only knows. But this is part of the process, and this is what we want to look at. You know, we came up with the thing, part of the network market company we are with is a lot of teams will have their own little names that they do just because it's their sort of vision and ethos for the team. And then we came up with the idea of just limitless amount of thinking. And then that name, literally that name just wasn't a domain online, and I wanted to create like an official domain, and I found like Be Limitless, and I was like, well, global, because we want to go global with this. So it became like a mindset of no matter what it is you want to do, just be limitless in your thinking and your attitude towards it, and just go for it really. And then we did a brainstorming session at Bex's house, and we're just throwing ideas around, and then we were just saying the fact that we're two mixed race girls, you don't really see
you might see one though, but I just think like
two
together is pretty cool, and because we're such good friends and like we literally talk about absolutely everything. I think if anybody knows everything about me, it's probably Cardi from when I was young right up until now. So we just thought like, I think it kind of fits who we are as people together. So yeah, I think that, like we say, it's just be limitless in everything that you do. It doesn't matter what you want to do. If you want to succeed in your job, then, you know, we want to be able to provide value to help you get there to your goals, what it is that you know, if you want to become a director or the CEO or whatever it is, we want to be able to have some kind of impact into, like, actually, have that thought, because yes, okay, there's one CEO, but who says that you can't become the next CEO?
Exactly.
And we just really want to be those people that are
just encourage people, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, it might not necessarily fast teaching you something, just kind of how we are in our attitude. Maybe that just inspires you, and that's awesome. And if that's what it is, like as I said, we're just kind of just going with the flow and just figuring this out ourselves, and that's part of what we want to do, and hopefully inspire people in that journey.
Someone said one thing about what it is that, what do you want to achieve? I probably can't even really put my finger on it. We just want to be successful, and that's not necessarily financially. Like, we were just having a conversation before we came on video, and I was just saying, to me, success is freedom, being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it without having to ask permission. But like, so I've got a 2-week holiday coming up in August, September, and I need an extra 2 days. I don't want to have to ask my boss if I can have those extra 2 days. Like, if I want to go on holiday for an extra 2 days, I'm just going to go on holiday for an extra 2 days, right? And I love traveling, so for me, like, success is freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
See, I'm going to do what I want to do.
I don't want to cut my hair. Sorry, you will see things like this, like, honestly.
We just come up with some crazy stuff all the time. You'll be like, how old are you two?
Yeah.
But this is part of the thing, it should be fun at the same time. And I was having a conversation with someone today about being motivated and stuff like that. Someone said to me, how do you stay so positive and motivated? And it's, don't get me wrong, it's difficult. But for me personally, I've got a lot I want to achieve, and don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and it's frustrating, but I just have to always be thankful, and I just thank God that I am in the position I am in, because there's people that don't even have a tenth of what I have. And that's basically what I like to do. I just like to take a step back for a moment and just go, hang on a minute, but look what you have. You don't have to worry about your next meal and things like that. You can do a lot of what you want to do. Yes, you are still bound by your corporate job and whatever else, but you know, you're doing all right for yourself. And I just like to always take it back to that. I was saying to Bex the other week, like, I walked into a room and I turned the light on and I was like, electricity. Like, it's crazy. Little things like that to me just make me just take a moment and think, because there are people that don't have. But you know, there's stuff along the way that we find and we read and we listen to. We do a lot of reading, a lot of listening to people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Eleanor Cardone. Eleanor Cardone is another one, brilliant. She's another one that talks about think big. Absolutely think big. And this is like, if we told you half of the stuff, you'd think we were crazy, some of the ideas we have. But so what? You know,
and it's so funny because like, we come up with like such wild ideas that we laugh, because we're like, why are we thinking like this? But you have to think so big. Like, you I can't even think of an example, but you just have to think bigger. Always think so massive. Like, if you think that you want to have 10 properties, for example, why can't you have 100? Think that you're going to have 100, because then if you just get half of the way, you would have surpass what you thought initially.
Exactly.
So if you're always like reaching for much more, don't forget, like, don't get me wrong, what you said, like, be grateful for where you are and what you've achieved so far, but you should have your sights on something more all of the time.
Absolutely. It's interesting actually, because I read there's a guy called Eddie Hall, strongest man in the world. That was one of his goals. He'd always tried to become the strongest, but he didn't quite get there, but I believe he is now. But one of the things he was saying, he just signed the biggest deal of his life, and he was like, you've got to take the leap and take a risk. And he said, don't even have a plan B, because when you have a plan B, you're setting yourself up to fail. You're already planning to fail.
Yeah.
Like, go and do it. Go out and do what you want. Just
and I think that's massive in terms of like risk taking. Like, you do have to take risks, and I think most of the people that are super successful have taken they've burned all the bridges that they can't go back. The only way is forward. So they're gonna have to make it work. They might be broke for months on end, like not knowing how they're gonna feed themselves, feed their families, or whatever it may be. I'm not saying go and do that, but you have to kind of get to a point sometimes of desperation where
you do it, and it's difficult. And we've said that's one of the things we find difficult, because in some ways we are quite comfortable. And like you said, when you come from that point of desperation, you have to make it work. And it's so difficult when you are when you do have, you know, you've got a house, you've got a car, you can go here, you can go and eat out, you can, and to then have to get up and motivate yourself to say, no, you're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you're working on everything else. It's difficult because you're like, well, you know, if it doesn't work, I'm still kishti.
Yeah.
So and like you said, I'm not saying I want that, but, you know, I think Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about that, talking about like families of immigrants and stuff like that, because they know the levels that it takes that you need in order to get you out of that situation. So you know, that can be a difficult thing, and that's something we're both sort of learning. But then when we're more, I think, so tying it back to our families now and saying, you know, well, I don't want my parents to be like that. Like my dad's getting old and stuff like that. So, you know, making sure that they're comfortable and they can enjoy life. And then, but then it's not just about us. It's who else can we impact? Like, you know, we're both Christians, and I'm really very much of the mindset of, you know, you should be helping other people, and I'm really for, you can't help others unless you have something yourself. So like some people are quite into that, about being poor and humble. No. How am I going to help other people if I have nothing myself? So, you know, like I said, I've got some crazy ideas and plans that I want to do.
You'll see, I think you'll see a lot of, we want to be really open and honest about what we're doing, how we don't know how we're going to achieve it. But maybe as we go along and we're documenting it, we'll be able to look back and be like, this is exactly how we did it actually.
Absolutely.
And we can draw from there in terms of helping other people and being able to advise other people.
Yeah.
But this is simply just our journey. Like, and I want people to look at me and be inspired and be motivated.
Absolutely.
And like you said, how do you stay motivated? Like, I believe that if you've got to go to an external force to motivate yourself, you're probably not going to get very far. Like, you need to be able to be have it in you to motivate yourself. But I read The Daily Stoic, and for me, that book has been quite over the last 2 months has been, I've loved it. It really it's a little message that I just think about throughout the day and try and apply it if it applies to me. So it's a good book for me, and I get up and I try. My days normally starts at 4 o'clock. The last few weeks it probably hasn't, but 4 a.m. get up, do a bit of motivational like videos or readings or a little bit of meditation, go to the gym, go to work, come home, and then that's kind of how I stay motivated.
I'm saying pretty much. I've like about a month ago started CrossFit, so I do that 3 days a week, like really early in the morning. So I have to leave my house at like 2 of the days 6 o'clock in the morning, and one day it's at 5:45 that I have to do training. But that gets me up. It forces me to get up. Though I'm still, you know, one of the sessions until 6:15. So that's one of my things, is I have to learn to be able to get up at 5 like I say I am, and then get ready. But in the meantime, when I'm waiting for that time and when I need to leave, I'm working on things. I'm not just, I'll just stay in bed until I need to go. And it's little things like that, like the stats about getting up at 5. It's discipline. All it is discipline. And it is because
even like now this week I'm on annual leave. Well, I haven't got up at 4 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Like, but really I should be getting up at 4 o'clock and carrying on my routine. But now I have more time to do what I actually want to do to get ahead.
Exactly.
So, it's all about discipline. We're learning more about ourselves as well as we go along. And I'm a big time procrastinator. I've noticed that's probably and I guess it ties hand in hand with laziness. Like, I know what I want to do, but I'm literally coming from a position of laziness. Like, that's who I am as a person. So I'm really trying to like change that around, because laziness ain't getting no one nowhere.
Whereas I'm like, I want to do everything. My friends at work will say to me, just listening to what you do makes me tired, sort of thing. Like, but in a way that's bad, because I can't just sit down and just focus on one thing. I have to constantly be doing different things, and that in itself is a struggle for someone, like they say, you need to master something to be really successful at it. And I do struggle with that, because my mind races. I struggle to sleep as well, because my brain just goes and goes and goes and goes, and I can't just sit down and do one thing. So that's something we're learning. But as Bex mentioned, part of these videos, we're not just going to share with you when things are doing well. We're going to share with you things are tough, when we didn't do anything for a whole week because we were just procrastinating, or we're just being lazy. Like,
God will be like, have you done that video yet? I'm like,
like this video.
be ready. I'll be ready.
What's the date today? It's...
Oh, I forgot to bring.
That's alright.
I just
Okay.
said I just went on board.
But I told her to buy newspaper so we could show the date. So it is. It is the 11th of June. I had to double check then. And let's see when they edit this video. Why is it all blurry?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Focus.
Refocus. Focus. Focus. There we go, it's come back. Yeah, so, you know, let's see when this video gets edited, or God only knows. But yeah, that's us really. So looking forward to sharing the journey. And this for us is taking God knows how long just to do this first video, right? We've been talking about this for a month.
March. I'd say from March.
And it's
That is actually true, isn't it? The
yeah,
beginning
that's
of
when
March
we went to John Lee's event.
Yeah. So from March, April, May, June, 3 months. We've got to get better.
We do have to get better.
We've been planning for 3 months. We've been planning for 3 months to put out a 5-minute video.
Better late than never, right?
Exactly. But it's the thing though, it's all part of the process that we're not claiming to be perfect, we're not entrepreneurs yet, we want to be
budding entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
we want to be. And you know, we've got an idea, we've got a concept, but it's just turning that into
actually
something tangible. That's the next step, and we'll figure that out. We've got some ideas of how we do it, but again, it's like we keep saying, it's just about pulling the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about it, God knows how much, but it's just you've got to action it. Don't worry about, this is another thing, people worry about perfection. Screw perfection, just get something out there. Facebook is probably one of the best examples of that. Imagine Facebook waited till it looked like it did today before it came out. They would have been left behind. If you go back and look at Facebook when it came out, oh my God, what trash. It looked awful now, right? But you wouldn't have thought that at the time because it's out there. So just get it out and then figure it out. You can fix it and tweak it later. Don't worry about it, but just get it out. Stop trying to go for perfection. Otherwise you're going to get left behind. Simple as that.
And that's the thing, like, even just recording the video to remember
this
to
is a
look
big
into
deal.
Yeah,
like I'm still doing it. I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah, you're gonna see that. But look, we're not professionals.
No.
We're just putting something out there to have it out there to start circulating who we are. Get more exposure on who we are, what we're trying to do, and yeah, we just want you to come along on our journey.
Absolutely. This is one.
How are we closing out the video?
I don't even know.
We haven't thought about that.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. No, we have.
We thought about the intro, forgot about how to end it. And
on that note,
see you in another video.
See you in the next video.